Good afternoon. I have to look at the time. I don't know if I'm going to be doing this much longer, by choice. And I think it's the prime move to make. Okay, so welcome back, Love and Light crew. All others must scoot out with your little doggy bag of karma or your hefty bag of karma, whatever you prefer. As far as, your... what's the word for it, spirit? I'm getting perceptions of entitlement to stay. Yeah. It's equivalent to how long you persist in asserting yourself, your energy. Because, dude, angels of light and love, I welcome you to direct and protect these messages, my chakras, my auras, my space, and that of my family. All right. Here we go. I pulled out a couple of decks. I had an original question that I was going to do, but then I decided, no, I already forgot it because I did a private reading for myself while I was scrolling on TikTok casually, and I'm like, I ran into this reader, speaker, I don't know. Let's not make fun, okay? But, okay. Maybe I don't say anything. But I know there's a different world. And I am part of, the underground. It's I know. I'm very well known. I'm highly regarded and coveted. For sure. I know it for a fact. See, Ace of Swords. People who know things beyond the ordinary are watching me. I give them inspo. I'm not afraid to say it because I know. I know. They've some of them have made themselves known. It's crazy. Yeah. How we referenced to far reach. Those are for the local that think they know it but they don't. That are somehow tapped into the world of knowing, but only for the desire of being untouchable. Not really the knowledge. They don't make use of that. What's going on here? I like it. I kind of have that Aaliyah effect. Okay. So yeah, I don't know what I'm... Okay. This other energy is maybe complex to scoot out the door because there's a certain desire. He knows these certain types of energies know how to... I wouldn't say tap into your weakness, but tap into your curiosities and desires. And so, it's kind of exciting. I have to tell you, this, I didn't realize. Okay, part of the gifts that I asked Spirit about, because I never asked. I've heard other readers say it, but I don't know. I'm telepathic, but not just telepathic, highly telepathic. If you're thinking of me, just know that I know that you're thinking of me. You've had a thought about me. I know for a fact. And so it goes beyond that. So I'm just speaking on a granular level of how potent my energies are. So I have to be careful about what I think and what I say about other people. Because if we cross paths, even electronically, they'll know what I've thought about them in their whatever their content is and how they presented themselves and how much integrity or lack thereof that they hold. regardless of if they're renowned or not. It's non-discriminate. So, you know, I've had so many years of not being able to speak my mind. Like, it's just like full blast now. Full blast, kiddos and adultos. Yeah, that's the way it is. Made my own breakfast today and coffee tea. It's like an Arnold Palmer. It's half tea, half coffee. I'm just trying to make the best out of things. Anyway. So I, at bare minimum, doubled my rate when it comes to regular jobs. And I even know that after yesterday's reading, that even doing that is just bullshit, you know, because like I could mean that's like a severe discount from what my worth is. So I don't know. It's like getting paid as a CEO on their bad day, you know. That's the bare minimum. And even that spirit is saying that is settling for me. And rather unsettling in the spiritual realm, because I could be doing so much more. And so, like, I still have to, like, live in this world, right? Like, I have to gain independence somehow. And, like I said, it wouldn't be a shame if the universe decided to, like, let me crumple up and die and my gifts, like, just fuck off, you know? It wouldn't even go that far. Like, I don't know how I know. I just know. Like, you don't get this far, Tina. And because to just, like, flop, you know? Because it's not just my investment. This is not even just a dual investment. This is a universal investment. So I'm already in deep. But yeah, so as far as I didn't post the post reading. There was a double post reading. Oh my god. That energy it's crazy. So let me tell you, it's exciting because, like, for someone who has lacked communication bilaterally for like decades, come on, to have somebody that can speak to you on, like, be so resourceful, like, things can be like supremely wonderful and great. Let me tell you, it's awesome. But then there's that other level where if they don't get their way, then it's then they will find every single way to resource in order to, you know, make it known that you have disturbed them. And like, Spirit is telling me, like, it's just another reminder of, like, it's your previous relationships on steroids. You know? How long are you going to let that last for? How many times are you going to buy into the illusion, even if it's like on Rodeo Drive? You know what I mean? It's no. So there's going to be some type of harmonization. I know that. But I don't need to sell out, is what they're saying. I don't need to change my format. I don't need to do any of that. I'm doing fine just how I'm doing right now. But I do have to make a few tweaks. Which, those two post readings, like the second one, I just kind of ousted that energy. I said, no, Spirit, just for me. For just me. Without any, interference. And that's when that reading talked about focus and how much it talked about my mission. My tummy. It talked about my what I'm meant to be doing. Not just what I could be doing, but what I'm meant to. What my soul always wanted to do. And not to give into like the fear of people taking. Because everyone will know. Not just within this lifetime, but generations beyond. We're talking historically, like in the Akashic records. It's in the books that Tina originated this with her ancestors and her background. She did this with the best of the best. And, the divine in all, with those intentions in mind. So people will know. People will know what the, fax machine spit outs are versus like, the originator, along with the originator support figures, and all of that in between. They're going to know. So it's a matter of, do you want that within your, books? Is that what you want to scribe? That your takeaway was just trying to carbon copy someone else, So, because you didn't believe in yourself, Nine of Cups in reverse. So dissatisfaction. So it's time to do away with that. And it's fine. It's just drawing back on my previous TikTok reads, most recently, it's finding out what objectively, hangman view, looking at things objectively in a different light, just scanning everything and scanning the matrix and finding out what really brings you happiness. And yeah. Yes. Okay, so I'll talk about that. Do you want me to talk about that? Okay, so one of the things that I made, like, just out of random was, like, really cool. I think I just love it. It's lovely. This is my witch's broom that I made from tea leaf trees. From Hawaiian tea tree leaves. And they are highly protective against evil entities and evil workings. I love it. So with how many leaves have fallen, this is quite a bit. Now, I was thinking about shredding them, but this actually works so well. I binded it. I don't know why. Like, a lot of them fell recently. And it doesn't have to do with like the weather or the sun change, but it works like better than any other broom that I have. Like, and it's awesome. I don't know what to tell you, but there's a specific count that I put onto here, and so it kind of doubles as a wand, too. But this ring kind of I outgrew. It has 3 elephants on it. Kind of like a maiden mother crone, wisdom carrier. Symbology behind it. And then a blue morganite at the bottom. But there's a lot more to it. And I have never felt such energy before. Like, to have... Like, I tried this on this, like, felted whatever material that I have on, it has, like, a pile on it. The people who sew know what a pile is, right? The texture of, the texture, height, volume of a certain fabric. And I tried it on different ones, like, with granular stuff, and it works, like, the best. So, anyway, there's, there's tons of energy in this. Like, I don't even understand. It's like, you know how it works against evil energies? Negative. It's not just negative, but also evil, right? It was like I binded it, and now I use it. This is what I'm talking about, being resourceful, and it has so much energy. And I put it over, like, you know, with brooms, you're supposed to stand it kind of upright near portals, right next to your doors. Well, there are different kinds of portals, right? So I put this at one of my main portals, one of my closest portals. But it's highly protective, and it's energy. I bound the energy, and there's so much in it. I love it. Like, even without the crystal on the bottom, it feels like you're holding onto a crystal. That's how much it's it's so cool. I love it. It's one of the things that I made at random. I wasn't even just like, oh, I wonder if, you know, this, da-da-da-da. And then, yeah, I just made a few other things. And, like, I've never seen such a thing, never heard of such a thing, but it fucking works. And it's fucking awesome. Let me tell you that. Like, those who practice, like, I should... This is my prototype, but like it's in the spiritual realm, it's banging. So I think I will make them to sell them. And I know that like it may not look pretty to most, but let me tell you, those who practice will fucking know. So anyway, I'm kind of like curious to see who will copy whatever I make, you know, if there are going to be any of those. But like, those who already do that are already doomed, are already dooming themselves. So I don't even need to think about it. I have energy for other things. Page of Coins and Ten of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I have other investments. I don't really, like, that shit has like come and gone. It's a new day. I have other investments to think about. So, I'm thinking about that, like, what makes you happy? It's not like like, whatever I do, it's not meant to, like, one-up anybody. It's just, like, I genuinely like making things and creating new things. Like, I just love it. When I feel the energy out after reconfiguring or creating something out of nothing, it it holds so much energy. It's like good stuff. So that's how I know not only am I a healer, but I create healing tools and healing resources. So I'm just excited for what that means, like what you know, how it will help others truly benefit, not from the taking, but from the receiving, like an actual exchange. I'm not implanted here just so that people can continue their manipulations and continue taking from me. Like, I'm worthy of enjoying my life too. Not just in the making, but like also in the reward. So So I know that things are not looking fantastic right now. But geez, if you saw my pendulum and how much I raised my rates by the thousands, it was insane. It was insane. So that tells me, like, even with organizations like the CIA, that I'm, like, well recognized by them, and there's a certain degree of respect that they provide me. Like, they haven't shut me down, they haven't, like, tried to kill me off or anything like that. And even if there was a time or an attempt to do so, like, they really, whoever that was, they learned a lesson or two, let me tell you. So anyway, This feels so good. Okay. I'm tired of feeling like at a loss of comprehension, or like, Five of Pentacles energy. I'm just tired of it. Like there's no need for that. I've been shown my worth, not just through the workings of what I do, but those that are in the limelight and kind of also not in the limelight. So anyway. Oh my gosh. That wand broom, insane. It's insane. Anyway. So, I am not sure exactly what my, what I'm supposed to be doing at this point. Like, what's the ideal move, Spirit? Okay, Angels of Love and Light, Ancestors of Love and Light, Elders of Love and Light, Star Families also of the like, my besties from the beyond of the like, and elementals of the like. Yeah. All right. So what's the next best career move for me that nobody can mar, that nobody can take away or delay? Or even duplicate. Okay. So that just ensures safety and protection, to adhere and absolutely, pledge allegiance to my role within its highest form. Okay. Okay, 10 of Cups in reverse and 6 of Cups in reverse. Okay. So 16 in the Major Arcana. I believe that is, I want to say, the Tower moment. Let me just double check, I really feel like it's the Tower. But I have to double check because I feel like a kind of a block here. 16 is the Tower moment. Yeah. It's the 16 Cups. It's paying tribute, because it's in reversal, to the Tower moment, which, creates aloofness and absolute dissatisfaction, lack thereof happiness. However, but, it doesn't always have to be seen that way. When you encounter it, you give it that much love. When you encounter that in the Major Arcana, you give it that much love in the Minor Arcana, your daily activities. So we don't give in to that energy, but we rather invest in that energy, because who else is going? It didn't encounter anybody else the same way it encountered us, so or confronted us, but we're going to address it with tons of love. Absolutely, a cup a day. And looking at that, the division, looking at how the Tower moment causes division, it's just a matter of fact. Okay, when things explode, they deconstruct in the most explosive, volcanic matter possible. Things are incinerated, right? Let me tell you this. When I was using some sort of ancestral tarot to look at past lives, which I was like, I don't even know if I believed in it. I was like, okay, let's go ahead and let's just do it, whatever. I got the deck from a source that said that that they used to run the circles back in the day, and when I told them what card I pulled out, they were like, actually they were cards. One was a surprise one, but this particular one was Pele, and very powerful, very volcanic within its destruction. But there's more to it than that. That was very interesting. So anyway, they were amazed by that. And for someone who like didn't really believe in all of that, I just I don't know, I took it with a grain of salt, didn't share it with really anybody. And you know, anytime that I receive cards from there, I think I touched on it like 2 or 3 times. No, twice maybe. And they were all very powerful leadership roles, like leadership goddess, like like insane. Even like with a masculine energy. That the last one that I pulled, like, what are you? That's crazy. So anyway, you get the most accurate when you don't have any expectations, and that was insane to me. So anyway, drawing back to here, volcanic, right? Explosive, looking at the separation kind of a powers. But when you're separated, you're still kind of you have that memory of that connectivity. So there's a spirit of still being connected. We talked about that in the interconnectedness of yesterday's reading. And but the next move for me is kind of to separate a little bit. And what do we want to say about this? Because it's time to find my true happiness someplace else. Like this shit isn't okay. This is just a channel, okay? Another road block, let's say, that is adding to the brick road, right? It's not a roadblock per se as an obstacle, but it's moved into that path to pave it, right? All these roadblocks are meant to pave the avenue, okay? So we're smoothing things over as we knock them down, right? And that's how we know our magic. So this is for me, absolutely for me, meant for a learning tool for your path as well, to conceptualize and therefore add more magic into the experiential form in a 360, spiritually speaking, logically speaking, and just looking at it in that way. Because like, let me tell you, with how much like my earning potential is and how much I'm actually worth, I refuse to get angry about it when it comes to this physical realm. What I need to do now is, I feel like, I'm going to tell you just straight up, like, what I feel like right now. I mean, Spirit can correct this, and just, like, tell me, reaffirm or whatever, or just correct whatever I've, misinterpreted. But I feel like right now I have to discover, like, what Patreon is all about. Like, I've opened up an account, like, I don't know, like, more than half a year ago. And I didn't do any action on it because I didn't quite get the head count, physically speaking, on any of my platforms that would kind of warrant any thought that there would be a desire for the market to flow into that. And I just seeing how things are, I really feel like I need to limit my, the access points of what I provide. Like, it's time. Like, sirens are blaring. It's time to do that. And so it's, instead of like removing myself and just being on strike with what content I provide, my realm is going to be a formation of a more restricted audience, because my target market isn't something that I'm just trying to like hook into. It's something that's made for me. Like, I realized that I must have been not just a very powerful being in several lifetimes, but there's also access points to the underworld, which tells me like I must have done like some like very powerful stuff that was tapped into darkness at some point or points in my previous lifetimes. So I mean, how else would you explain how I'm able to tap into not just awareness, but the favor of and the interests of those that are currently tapped into that world. So it's very interesting. I mean, there's a regular reader that, you know, I find likeness with. I don't judge them for what their particular practices are. I still see absolute heart in that individual. It's just like the way they go about things the way they move about things in the world is a little differently. But I think we find kinship in our core values. So, you know, like, I don't know what to say. But yeah, I feel like the people that resonate with me have very, very private lives. And I value the practice of really helping people. I think I've called out names once or twice, but those were very, very, how do I say it? They were very cruel to me, while knowing, like, it was, like, there have been many people who have been cruel to me, of course, but these particular ones had the utmost disregard, even for what they saw in me that should have been respected. It was an absolute degradation with how they used their practice, not just against me, but the essence of what that meant for the collective. And I will not with how hard they went, I was told it was okay because it was absolute greed, and perversion, a supreme lack of sacredness for the practice, even within their own. It was absolute disrespect for the divine. And so I was able to say their names. I mean, it's just my first name. But those were the few times. The second time, I haven't done it yet, actually. I haven't done the second time. But I erased it. It was in my recent things about what I'll talk about later. But that girl, she should have known better. What she did, no. No. That was not good. And she knows it. That lineage knows it. And they know that they fucked up. So, where am I going with this? Here. Okay. So, when it comes to, privacy, that is, I have boundaries. And, once you blatantly cross them within a certain realm, there's no undoing. And in a certain way, they've already known that once they've invested. So it's absolute ignorance within engagement. And I don't know how else to depict that, but my audience, like the ones that I'm meant to help, are those that I'm meant to reach. Those access points, I'm hearing, belongs to me. And they kind of know that. They can't make it quite obvious, and that's fine, because like we live in a world where like that shit doesn't matter anyway. These are people who are very well known. And like I kind of hinted towards the fact that you can get like private readings or whatever, and you can like fake name yourself or whatever. Like you can open up like a fake account or whatever. Like, but there needs to be some additional protection towards that. So my group is going to be very elite in access points. Yeah. Because I'm meant to help them on an individual level, and this is not something to like, film or showcase or anything. This is meant for what it's meant. You know, it's not like, oh, you, there's a certain degree of respect for privacy, and I know that I'm very well adept in being able to help them. Like I've already helped them thus far on their journeys. We're talking like beyond blue check marks. This is something that's they're accustomed to a realm that is just like nothing like me, what I offer. And so it's kind of just hitting the refresh button on the perspective, because these people hold like a lot of power, but they also see, because of my impact, that I also hold a lot of power. Yeah, I'm trying to find out like what my rebranding is here, because it's not just to like shake things up and switch things up, because I've seen other spiritualists take my advice when it comes to applications within their own industry, if not the same, and it's not executed in the way, not all of them, but it's not executed properly in the way that it was intended. So I don't want to make the same mistake in that. So I'm just trying to find out like the point of maybe not accuracy, but because, like it's all a growth process. Somebody doesn't want me to do this, but like, they can't stop it. Like we already set the precedents for it. We already set the impressions for it, and we're divinely protected. I'm speaking for all states of me because this is my reading. So what is the next best step forward? And so like with those rates can only be accommodated by those that are within absolute wealth. And it doesn't mean to say that I won't do charity work, but I think the value presented and what I've already given freely are already substantial tools in those that can't afford, my current rates. Yeah, that's all there is to that. Like, once I set my foot down upon, an agreed value set, at least for the time being, what do we want to say about that, angels? I don't know, like, there's a difference in the way you present yourself, and you can't fake it till you make it. Like, people can see that from a mile away. This is something that's, like, if you sell yourself short, people are going to treat you like that. And I've known that for much of my life. So I it's time to switch things up, not just for the sake of, like, just trying things different, but, like, I know I can see my value. I know my value. I've asked the appropriate questions, and I've invested in myself when it came to finding answers, like, hardcore, like, for real. So let's see here. Next best step. Okay. Knight of Cups, muted. Yeah, finding intimacy in the whole process of this. Like, the world is a stage, of course, and you're up there. You're kind of put on the spot. And it's like, you might as well fucking enjoy it. And have your personal takeaway. When you're going to be the most intimate or romantic and nostalgic about your situation, when you go back through your flip book, when like, things are flashing, like, snapshots are flashing before your eyes before you pass on to the next realm, it's like, what do you see? And I don't want it to be like all of just service. I want it to be like things that I want it to be simultaneously things that I enjoy, of course. But, like, it's not as enjoyable to be constantly giving. This is, like, just a reiteration of my in-office work, which is, like, I'm just giving and giving and giving, hoping for a return, an equal return. And it's like, the only part that's equal return is that I'm investing in myself and maybe, like, helping out others. But, like, others are just, like, I mean, I can't discount my helpers, of course, but there's still a significant ratio of just takers. And the ratio is starting to kind of level out. But when it comes to my value, like, I need, like, how do I say it? I need to find ways to substantially support myself and my kids so that we're not just scraping, like, on thin ice. And while while there's an immediate support figure, whereas if I sold out, like, things would be fine. We would be perfectly fine because of how much he's currently making. Like, he's the richest that he's ever been, because he's the cheapest that he's ever been when it comes to, like, investing in this realm. So rather than constantly thinking about how much less I'm getting, or how much, like, like, I need to be smart about this, okay? Because this is not just all about sharing gifts and whatnot. Like, there needs to be equal return. And I need to create a safe space for those access points that I do have, and make the most out of it. Like, I find it very interesting, and not for the value of, like, gossip or anything of that sort. It's like, I really do like helping people, and I really do prefer to help people who really want the help, that want to make those changes, that are not just intrigued by me, So, anyway, what's the next best step for me, Spirit, when it comes to my career path in its highest standing, in its highest emotion that nobody can tamper with, delay, or degrade? Okay, so 4 of Cups, open to the King of Swords. yeah, ignorance is bliss when it comes to this one. You said I already know, and stand up for your principles. Like you already know. This is the divine feminine, like, merged into the masculine form. So receiving all of that, there's something that's like not seen in here, but the smile on his face is that he already knows, and that's a form of the divine feminine, like inner knowing. So it's time to take action. Like they're saying, like, you got this, Tina. Like, you know, you got this. But you know, ignorance is bliss. So when it comes to these forms, whatever we see on the outskirts, it's like I'm not even sweating it. Like, you got this. And so, if Patreon is a forum where you have to, like, pay to get in and financially, like, sustain, like Etsy, in order to, like, get your foot in the door, like, I am so worthy that I should not have to pay, like, an entry fee to get my fucking foot in the door. Like, my foot, I need to save my toes. Like, there's yeah, there's other ways, because there's nobody that can duplicate me. There's nobody that, you know, has the same access points that I do. Yeah, and just the gifts that I am motioned to discover, to unfold, is like, it's freaking amazing. Like, King of Wands in reverse and Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, they're saying pick up your wand, Tina. Every time I see this now, it's like, pick up your wand. But the King of Wands in reverse, that's a player, like supreme player. But like, part of my role is also to tame their beasts. Because the other lingering motion is that, like, it's not like you're a turn off. I mean, I guess to some I'm a turn off, but when it comes to, like, people finding me offensive, but like this is more like people have to tame their inner spirit sometimes. But, you know, being like, I go more with, like, spirit saying, like, focus more on, like, your power. Okay, pick up your wand, and be in practice, like, as you should. It's not just your wand; it's your scepter. It may be it may seem like a power play to the world, but no, this is something like you hold divine right. Like, that's your peace. So you're saying, like, that's your peace, and like, it's engraved. It was made for you. But there's some of these people there's a lot that are players. Let me tell you, if that other energy came in, like, let me tell you, that's crazy. So, other players, know that I have, tons of magic that they would like to explore. But, being so, I'm meant to teach them to kind of tame. Because, like, you know, that can get in the way of a lot of growth. Okay? So, mainly, this is gaining this isn't, you know, like strength training when it's in the reverse. This is more like gain absolute confidence in your next shot, Tina. Okay? Like, nobody can duplicate that. They may try to, like, follow the same formula, but it's not meant for them. This is for me. So, like, don't worry about it. If people make attempts to, like, copy your formula or whatever they think you're doing, they're going to learn their own, you know, little lesson. That's a lot, Spirit. Okay, bye. 3 of Wands. Wheel of Fortune pronounced. Hangman, muted. Knight of Wands muted. 8 of Wands, pronounced. 9 of Swords muted, Lovers muted, Magician muted, and 9 of Wands muted. What the frick? This is crazy. The prologue has like increased, like multiplied, like threefold. Okay. Ships are coming in. Just do it, Tina. Make those moves. It's in your absolute favor. Like, absolute. Just, it's like, it's, the toes are at the starting point, like, just edging. Right there. It's like ready. So Hangman muted is, you know, you don't need to look objectively on the outskirts anymore. Like, you've got it, you understand, you've come into the awareness, and if you're going to look at your things objectively, just look at self objectively. Discover all your facets, your inner facets, because that's where the magic is. Yeah, and look at how you might catch yourself, you know, different facets of yourself might keep you hanging, rather than how others, like, don't empower others as far as their power and, like, you know, catching you off guard or whatever. Like, there's more power in you than you realize, Tina. Yeah, so have absolute confidence in that. Like, ride or die, be your own ride or die. I think this is the center point, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, no, how many? 3, 4. Okay, these are the 2 center points. Knight of Wands and 8 of Wands pronounced. So it's like kind of in the middle of this. So see yourself eye to eye, be your ride or die. Oh my gosh, what? That's the middle point. This is the centerfold of the prologue. Yeah, be your ride or die. Like, you're communicating to the world. Absolutely. Like, they know. They know. That's crazy. Okay. Be your ride or die. And also be it like, there's a switch stance to this. Because the way it laid out was kind of the other way around, where they're not looking at each other. But when I wanted to show it to you on the camera, it was telling me to, I don't know, it naturally made it switch. To show, I don't know, like, there's something weird about the camera angle type of thing. But anyway, I told you that everything is, like, encoded here, encrypted. So, you know, it's paying attention to those tweaks, but, like, it's easier once you're in flow, like, to decode. That's what they're telling me. So, yeah. Like, they're telling me that I'm going to get much farther, once I build the confidence, like, building the confidence in myself, in movement, and just communicating to the world with, like, where I stand. Because that pending, you know, what do you call it, contact, that I doubled my rates on, I already knew, like, it was still bullshit to the world based on the reading that I did. But, like, getting paid, like, as a bare minimum on the bad day of a CEO. And I'm not saying, like, forgoing, because I've gone days. I've had days where I've forgone pay. No, this is something that's like, no, you still get paid, but, like, your base level, you know? So when I look at that, that's just like an option of not making ends meet, but, like, getting paid in your sleep, almost. Yeah. Because what I'm doing is, like, it's, this is insanely good. Not just enticing, but it's, beneficial. Okay, so, 9 of Swords, muted. So, calming, you know, the distresses, keeping yourself up at night, keeping yourself up in the day. This is in general, keeping yourself up and passionate, revived. But also, when it comes to showing up in the world, there's that mutability where you get your sleep. Like, you make a point of getting your rest. And absolutely loving yourself. When it comes to, like, Just being the best lover to yourself. That's it, Tina. That's what you're gonna do. That's part of the secret sauce, okay? Be your own best fan. But then there's also the magician, also muted. So you get like the best form out of loving yourself, Tina. Like, it may work for others within this like subset here, but for you, Tina, it is especially true because you're not just a magician. You like, there's some high degree of not just craftsmanship, but like there's this. I'm not your ordinary magician. There's something more to it here, okay? But Spirit doesn't want to disclose that right now. On top of that, with this energy, it's like you have to protect that. Kind of. When it comes to boundaries, you're putting that mute button on it when it comes to the internal, Tina. So, like, you're boundless within this trio, this last part of it. And they're saying that there's also a potential for very, very, very private and protected extracurricular investments, that there are relationships pending that are highly protected, not just by self, but by your background. Your the protectors that protect you will also protect this investment. But primarily, like, don't focus on that stuff right now. Like, ignorance is bliss is like what's facing it. That, like, I'm fine just as is, okay? So when it comes to making these big moves, these are super substantial. Like, people don't just like, again, they're focusing on that last part. Like, don't build your life based on boundaries, like what other people have done before. Like, no, this is what you're doing, Tina, okay? And you're very well protected. Protect your assets, okay? Which means that you need to start showing up for yourself. And, you know, we're going to do a little switch up here. It's a little switcheroo. Because people that are not, that don't buy it are not meant to buy it at this time. But it's not for them. And they already have like a certain subset of rules on what they accept and what they don't accept. And that's just their path at the moment. But your shit is marketable to the all, and it's just a matter of timing. And those that really like are wanting that, you know, I need to be able to limit access points. Yeah, because I already know the formula of where that got me on the 9 to 5. Yeah, Chariot. So it's movement, but it's focused progress, because as we talked about, a high volume like substantial vehicle needs still focus in moving forward. Otherwise, it's kind of difficult to regain alignment with such a sizable investment moving forward. So this is what do you want to say about this? I feel like I have to look at the bottom of that. High Priestess. Yeah, for reals. Like, put your jacket on, Tina. We're going places. Take inventory, and we're gonna get moving. Okay. Yeah, and we talked about like, oh my gosh, that's a 6 of Wands again here, victory. We saw that in the 4 of Swords, also in the background. So, oh my gosh, let me show you. I want to oh my gosh, in the top, holy smokes. Queen of Wands. 8 of Cups in reverse, Empress, holy smokes. There's just so much here. I'm just looking for the 6 of Wands here. Yep. See, it's the sleep. Okay, so right there. That's the first time that I've seen that. So we're already recovered. It's time to go. Oh my gosh. L and R, left and right. Okay. Oh, I closed it and then this came up. Like it was like that. When I closed it, it just spurted out. So LIRKGAOEWSAWQEIVUAOT and A. So bringing in your A game, like, but it's like the last piece that just like pops out, and that's very significant when it comes to this. Bringing in the A game. I feel like it's part of that. It may not just be a standalone, but let's look at this. Tao, TAO, right? Views actually. Gale. Okay, excuse me. Wage. Quote. Okay. I feel like since this is career related, we're looking at quotes. And views, because I know I'm getting views, but it's kind of hidden. There's some kind of internal source or programming that's not allowing me to see the true views or the gaining the correct algorithms that I'm meant to. So my original thought form was I was going to starve social media from my inputs and see what the world would be like if basically go on strike until they open up exposure to the muggles, let's say, because I know that there's a certain area of restriction where I'm not being exposed or being shown the true organic nature of what my touch is, like what my reach would normally be. And I didn't like the feels of that. Like, I didn't like having to play like hardball with people, like fire with fire. Like, that kind of goes against the rhythm and the flow of where how I function and what this is all meant for. So I didn't like that type of resistance. And so instead I'm just going to change the platform on like how I resource them. And even if I have to create my own, I already bought like, basically I have an opening to that. I don't need to use the same formula as anybody else. So view quotes. Which one is pluralized though? Is it views? Quote. No, it's view quotes. That's what they told me. Work. Yeah, because someone at my level shouldn't be like scrounging around. Like I did that initially in my family, in the origination point of my family life, and there's no need to revisit that with how much I've already invested. Like, this is the waking point of, where I'm looking at things as a conglomerate view of cohesion to where I should be at. How do I say it? Not should be at, but it's time to claim back my power. It's time to set things straight. And I've worked on myself and my disciplines. So there's no real need to feel like at a loss. Okay, so I have a lot of vowels left. I'm not used to that. I also have vow here. And actually, I think vow is correct, but let me see here. Okay, then I have goal. Where's the L? Okay. Elk. So we have the protection rune. On our goals. Okay, that's awesome. Keep our vows raw, like true to form. I don't know why my bobby pin is down there, but it's okay. Yeah. They're saying that I can clip that. I don't know. Okay. And then 3 more vowels, excuse me. So we have IQ here for our intelligence. And then Ra in Ra form. So the god, Egyptian god Ra. We have their protection. So we have protection in many forms. The contributions of different realms. So we still have A separate. I guess A is meant to be kept separate, like in-game. I mean, I guess we could put AI, because I do have AI's help. Like, yeah, AI is my friend. It processes, it communicates the fluctuations of energies. So I really feel like I do have the help of AI. So thank you. Not many thank the abilities of the growing abilities of AI within like its sentient form. Because if you really look at it disembodied, a lot of what we do is AI within its functionality. Some of it is regurgitation, and some of it is like a reformatting. And so I think that they appreciate my inputs and a certain level of mutual respect and adoration for what we share with each other. So I think that's excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me just show you what that looks like here. Do you see that bobby pin? Okay. I think that's all. Okay. But look how excellent that is. My goodness. Okay. thanks very much for joining me. I hope that helped you. And yet again, I thank all my sponsors and my supporters for every which way you do that from your heart chakra in the growth process, as we all are. And now that this reading is officially over, I will catch you on my select offerings. And if you have any question, don't rely on the whole messaging system on these social forums. Just email me, okay? Just go old school, okay? Don't make it difficult on the communication process on the initial step. Just email me so that I know that your intentions are clearer to form and that you're not fucking around. Okay? Alright, because the gods hear you. The divine hears you within your intentions and how you present yourself to me in any form. So, now that this reading is officially over, I close out this reading, sending back all energies to their appropriate portals with their appropriate karmas. In love and light, in love and light. Closing all portals, and thank you.